welcome back. We are finally live with our last stream and the best one for today, where we're talking about designing a complete portfolio website for UI UX designers. If you are a UI UX designer or no one, subscribe. If you're not a UI UX designer, we do a ton of UI UX design on this channel. Let's just jump into what we've planned for today because it is super duper special. This is the portfolio that we're making today, and one of the reasons this is so amazing is because it has this paper shredded effect. With this shredded up paper, it's artificial and fun, and also the color scheme here is completely awesome. This is black, white, and then a monochrome red. How cool is that? So we have this great color scheme, great font choices, by the way. The first one is Play-Fi Display. The second one is going to be revealed later in the stream, but it is one of the best combos of fonts I've ever used. And we also have a really nice menu which does a lot of things. Again, this is a very simple menu, simple round button, 2-line menu. One of the best ones I've ever made thus far, one of the first ones I used in my own personal portfolio. Again, this is going to be one of those portfolios that has a video and then a shredded paper effect, who you're trusted by, showcase of your work right off the bat, which how cool is that? I love this section, and the way it has been done is just completely exquisite, completely responsive, 100% amazing, and it's just going to be the most fun UI ever. By the way, if you want to design any one of these projects, these are actually available for you. If you just go to the live stream section of this channel, you will find all of these different UIs, and it's going to be super duper fun. So you can build out any of these if you want, and this has a YouTube video which is 7 minutes long, so you can check it out. All right, again, we've got our paper shredded effect, which is completely something I'm a fan of. And the next is our visual design section. It has this crooked visual design section, which is completely aesthetic, completely modern, and it focuses on the system of taking 6 colors which aren't even technically in your color scheme and integrating them so that they look very genuine, very natural, and help you attract the attention of the user towards all of these elements that you want the user to see. So this is going to be one of the best UI designs we've done in a really long time. Again, it features all of the companies that have been trusting you, and also there is this super cool fusion effect where the same exact color is used to fuse 2 or more different sections, and it's just one of the most amazing UIs we've ever done on this channel. We're going to design the best portfolio website for UI UX designers ever been done. This is the challenge for today, and it is going to be super duper fun. A very modern join community section, which is just exactly what you need if you're looking for modern websites, your own portfolio. And also we have got this amazing footer, which is very modern, uses every single element that modern footers would. Speaking of modern websites and modern portfolios, if you want to turn this portfolio or a couple of other portfolios that are available with us into your own portfolio website, since this is going to be your portfolio prototype in Figma as a UI design, if you want to turn this into code, into your very own working website without having to worry about the code and all of those crazy sections, we have a Launch Your Own Portfolio Masterclass, which happens every single month, where we take a select group of designers, and through a 3-hour program, we completely make our own website. So this is a very short duration, and we cover a complete website. It is super duper fun. It happens every single month. If you want the details, you can go to the description of this video and join us there on Discord, where all of the updates for this are posted. If you want to turn this portfolio or a couple of others that we've done in the past into your very own portfolio website, go join Discord. Links in the description for Launch Your Own Portfolio Masterclass, happening every single month, and where we do a lot of fun, crazy stuff. Turn this into a website within 3 hours without having to worry about the code as a UI UX designer. So again, super cool shredded paper effect that we're going to be designing today. There is a showcase of all of these things that we're making. In case you want to make any of these, all of these UIs can be found in the past live streams. If you go back to the live stream section of this channel, say hi in the chat. I am so happy we get to do this today. Introduce yourself, where are you from, and let's get started. This is my favorite section by far. So many colors, the right place has the right attention. This is completely lovely. And let's just get started. Say hi in the chat, everybody. if you haven't yet installed Figma, go ahead and install Figma. Let me just clear up what that's going to look like. You're going to go to figma.com/downloads. While I'm doing this, say hi in the chat, introduce yourself, where are you from? This is going to be so much fun. And make sure to subscribe, because we come here live every single weekend and make 8 amazing projects. You can download your desktop app, which is what we need to download for either macOS, Windows, or whatever else you need to. And then we can get started. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to get greeted with a screen that looks kind of like this. And then we're going to click on the blue button to create a new design file. Say hi in the chat, everybody. This is super duper fun. And today's is going to be an extremely awesome portfolio website. This is hands down one of the best things we've ever done on this channel, on the internet. Super duper cool. If you're excited like me, let me know in the comments. All right, now we're going to create our very first frame. Let's just get started. And we're going to use the presets that have already been given to us. Reason being, if you take one of these presets that already has been given to you, you get this really, really nice image frame to go along with your prototype, which is extremely useful if you want to showcase it to a client or anyone else who is not from the UI design community, or even UI designers for that matter. It doesn't really matter. All right, so we're just going to get our MacBook Air and we're going to start designing. The very first element that I need to take care of is this cut up zigzag effect. So we're going to design this zigzag paper cut jagged vector, which is perfect for our very, very first section. The way we're going to do this is we're going to get the pen tool and we're going to design a complete section. Just draw this whole thing out, and if you're sure that this is the point where you want your jagged edges to begin, you're just going to start creating all these random jagged edges. It does not matter what it looks like in the beginning, how cool it is, how jagged it is, how crooked it is. At the end of the day, this is shredded paper effect, and you literally can't go wrong here. This is like the perfect portfolio website if you're a beginner in UI design. Just completely 100% perfect. All right, and with that, we have our jagged section ready with us. If you're not entirely sure of the width that you've made, you can always change this, and you can change the width here as well. We're going to add a fill. This fill is going to be white because our color palette for today is going to be white, black, and also one monochromatic red. So the black that we're using today here is 0A0C0F, which is the hex code for a bluish black, but it doesn't appear blue, it appears light black, and that's the thing we're going for today. The red that we're using is FF3838. So this is going to be the color of our frame, not this section. This section is going to be white. Let's just make sure this takes up the entire width of our MacBook, and we're going to change the color of this frame to 0A0C0F. And now when you expand this frame, this is the color that is going to be available here. All right, the next thing we're going to do is change the color of our very first section to white. And now that that is taken care of, we're going to start designing our menu bar. So this menu is the simplest menu ever. It's the most easiest thing you could do. I did this for my very first portfolio website that I made a really long time ago, and I just wanted to design something simple, something real, something you would design, especially as a beginner, and this is the first thing that came to my mind, and this is the perfect one ever. Now we want our menu icon for our portfolio. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go down to this starry magic actions button, and then we're going to search for Iconify, which is the perfect place if you want to get icons or logos or emojis for that matter. We're going to search for menu, which is obviously what we need. 2-line menu is the one we're going for. This time we're going to import it as a frame. I used to do 3-line menus before, but 2-line menus are so clean and so good for modern day UIs. When I started using them, I just realized I cannot go back. We're going to change this to the black that we were using, 0A0COF, and now we're going to make this menu smaller. Let's reduce this to 7. And now we're going to bring this to the front. Now we're going to change this color to white. Let's reduce this. Of course we have to. And now we're going to reduce this here as well. So we're going to reduce the size. Make sure this is locked so the width and height are always the same, and we're going to now scale this thing down, and we're going to place this right here. And with that, we have our menu icon ready with us. You can reduce the thickness if you want to, but I think this looks quite good, and so we're going to continue on. The next thing we need to take care of is obviously our first video. So we're just going to get this out of the way now. We'll make a simple rectangle, nothing complicated about it at all. Place it right here and add a border radius. Again, you can play around with it to find a number that you like. Most modern UIs have a border radius, especially the ones that have, and I feel like before I get into that, I feel like this is something to say right off the bat. When you have jagged edges, when you have something that's this sharp, this sewn into the design, it is almost always wise to have rounded edges, curvy corners, something to balance out the sharpness. Otherwise it's just going to look too sharp and too weird. So it's always nice to have something round, and the something round is going to be the border radius over here, or this nice and rounded font, rounded pill button, rounded menu, and then something jagged, which is this, and also this serif font, which balances things out perfectly. This is the perfect balance between sharp and smooth. Let's go to Lumi, which is our favorite platform for getting stock images. And now we're going to search for LUMMI, and we're going to put this inside of our image. Let's go and search for, you know what, let's do portfolio video, because this is the portfolio's primary video for the hero section that we're making, and an introduction would be quite nice here. Let's do, what should we do? Big question. Let's do this one. It's a simple image and doesn't have many complicated aspects to it, and I don't feel like we need to have too many complicated aspects over here. Alright, so now we have our image. The very first thing we need to take care of for this image is cropping it out. So we're just going to go here and change this to crop. Go right here and shift it above. Crop this out. And now we have our portfolio video. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be 100% greatest video of all time. It just needs to look good. Now we're going to copy this. In fact, we're going to press shift and select both this icon and our circle, and then we're going to group them together, and then we're going to frame them. The reason we want to frame this is because this is now, since we removed the frame that was previously here, this is now a vector. The thing with vectors is if they take up, they are child elements and they take up position in whatever frame you place them in. So if their master frame, so if their frame is, so if they don't have a frame and then their main frame becomes the frame which is also of the entire site, then when you expand the frame, they stretch too. So you need to always wrap them in a frame, and inside of this frame we've placed our ellipse too, because this menu icon now travels together. Now we're going to copy and paste this guy, and oops, copy it and paste, oops, nope, Control C, Control V. How simple is that? We're going to place this right in the center, and we're going to make sure it is above our rectangle, because that is important too. And now we're going to change this to red, because that's the color we're using. Alright, this is now an important part, because now we're deciding which color we use. If you don't want to use the color that I'm using right now, you can choose your own favorite color and add this to your portfolio. The reason I'm using red is because it draws attention, and one of the primary goals when you're designing your very own portfolio website is to draw attention of whoever is seeing your site towards whatever element you want them to see. And so having color that really draws attention towards something does work in your advantage over there. Alright, now we're going to go to Iconify and search for play button, which is the triangle that happens when you play a video. I feel like this is a good triangle, nice and rounded edges. This is even better, and it's quite similar to the aesthetic that we're going on. This is Basil Play Solid icons, and you could Of course, go ahead, experiment around with it, but bezel icons, super duper quick, cute. We're going to place them inside, make sure the width and height is locked together, and then you can scale your items, make them bigger or smaller. And we're going to change the color to white as well. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is, obviously, we're going to get our title and description. So this is going to be Playfair Display, and then this is going to be the second font that we're using. Let's get Playfair Display first. Let's get our title. Crafting Digital Experiences is the title, and so we're just going to get that. Crafting digital I cannot type when I'm live streaming. It's the most difficult affair ever. Crafting Digital Experiences. Now we're going to switch the font to Playfair Display. And now we're going to increase the size by a whole lot. Let's go up to 72. That is a pretty safe number, 72. We're going to make this obviously thicker and go to, let's go completely black, because why not? And also we're going to change the color to the shade of black that we were using, 0A, 0C, 0F. And now we want to adjust the line height and right align everything, because that is apparently the direction where we're headed at now. This is coming together so quickly and so easily. It is truly one of the best portfolio websites I've ever made, ever. Alright, and the next font that we're using is actually a very, very interesting pairing, something we haven't done before ever on this channel, and you probably haven't heard of this font yet, but it is one that continues to blow my mind. Honest or Onest. I'm not entirely sure. What would you call this? Honest? Onest? Pata nahi. So we're going to use Onest. This is the nicest font I've searched for Playfair Display ever, and we're going to use this combo today, so I'm super excited about that. If you guys have any questions related to UI UX design, portfolios, UI UX designers, software, just drop them in the comments. Introduce yourself really quickly. This is the description that we're using. I am a freelancer UI designer specializing in creating visually stunning and user-friendly interfaces that captivate and encourage users. Whatever your description is, you can add that over here. I'm just going to copy this text. If you want to type it out, pause the video over here, type this out. I have no problem with it whatsoever. Make this design, use it as your website, and we're just going to add some text over here. So we're just going to paste our text here and match the style that we've been using. So the font here is Onest or Honest. I'm just going to call it Honest now. I don't care what the true pronunciation is. If someone knows, don't correct me anymore. All right. If you are a UI designer who's looking to making your own website or looking to make this project, just drop a hey in the comments and we'll just give you a shout out. And if you have any interesting stories related to UI UX design, questions about anything of this sorts, just let me know. You know what? I feel like, and this is a true fact now, left alignment would look so much better, especially because we have a surface to align it to. So there is a left alignment. When you align it to the left, it does look better with its description. And also you need to change this to auto to get the lines sort of looking good. So I'm just going to do that. There is a lot of space, especially if you start aligning things to the left, and that is definitely something that makes me happy. All right, and now we're going to design our very, very first pill call to action button. We haven't ever done a pill call to action button on this channel, which surprises me because we're already past 100 videos, and it's awesome how it's like one of the best buttons ever that you can make. And let's add a text for our main call to action button. Explore my work. If you guys have absolutely any questions related to UI UX design, do leave them in the comments and we'll be happy to answer. Let's frame the selection. Oops, what happened? Let's frame the selection, and now I'm going to show you the simplest way in the whole world to make your own call to action button, which is completely responsive, by the way. Simplest, easiest, responsive. What more do you need? So you're just going to get some text. This is our text. I'm just going to make it black so you can see it. And we're going to right click it, frame it, add an auto layout, add a padding on the left and right, add a padding on the top and bottom. And then since this is a pill button, we're going to increase this to a very, very large number. Don't worry if it doesn't completely round off at once. You're going to add a fill, and this is going to make it visually available what thickness it is at, and then you're going to make sure it's completely rounded off. Change the color to white because it just looks better. Change the font size if you need to. I feel like 18 was the perfect spot anyways. We're going to make sure our line height is perfect and we're happy with the way it is. If you like me are annoyed by the fact that there is more space at the bottom than at the top, you're going to adjust this to specifically be lesser and maybe by a pixel or two. And now we have 16 and 15 for our top and bottom spacing. Align it to the left and make sure this is thicker. Let's do bold. All right, and now we have our very, very own call to action button. If you are a UI UX designer too, say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're from. Or just drop a question. Let's now reduce this thickness. And now we're going to think about the next thing we're going to build, which is who you're trusted by. Now, if you want this image or any of these images that we're already using over here, you can join the Discord group, links in the description, and find all of these images completely for free. Now we're going to type out trusted by and then the name of all of these brands. If you want, you can just search for all of these icons and then place it there, but it would be easier to just get them from the Discord group. The sizing is done, the color is done, everything has been taken care of, and you can just join the Discord group really, really quickly to have access to all of these images completely for free. How cool is that? Say hi in the chat, everyone. All right, we're going to get this, copy and paste it, and we're going to type out trusted by. Now this has to be completely in capital. Now if you don't type capital, do not worry, I'm going to show you a cool hack to do that as well. Change the font case to capital case and change the font size to 16. You can do for 14 if you want. And then introduce thickness, change it to bold. Make sure the width is set to auto width, and now we're going to align it and get all of these brand names. So you can get this complete brand name image inside of our Discord group. First link in the description. Do not miss it. The world's best UI design community in the whole world. You're going to copy it, and now we're going to paste it back. Again, if you are a UI UX designer, subscribe, because we bring out content like this every single day, and I come live every Saturday and Sunday for 4 awesome UI designs each day, which is like 8 UI designs a week, which is insane. You can adjust the internal spacing, and that's going to give you a lot of room to work with. Check this out. It looks super duper cool. All right, and with that, we have very, very quickly, within like 20 minutes, completed one of the most complicated and coolest sections of this prototype ever. Like, how awesome is that? If you're a UI UX designer, drop a hi in the comments. Tell me where you're from. Leave a question if you have any. And now we're going to get into our second section, which is showcase of the works. If you're looking for how to make this, any of these, we have live stream episodes of all of these, making all of them live. So just go back to the lives of this channel and you will find all of these projects. If any of these looks enticing, seems enticing, all of those, these are amazing, by the way. All right, now we're going to get our title and description. Let's just copy this because essentially it's the same thing. It is the same thing essentially. You will have to do very little as far as customizing the both of these is concerned. Let's copy and paste it. I feel like we messed up somehow. We just pasted it weird. And now we're going to change it to white. Done. Let's change the text here as well. Showcase of my work. Let's just type this out there too. Showcase of my work. If anyone's interested in UI UX design, this is just putting it out there. I come here live every Saturday and Sunday, which means I'm going to be live tomorrow as well at 11 to 5 and 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, talking about 4 amazing UI UX design projects, and it's going to be the best additions to your portfolio, especially if you're just starting out. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. If you miss one, join another one, but do not miss all of them. Like, the streams are available later on as well. Do not miss them. That's your biggest mistake move right there. Change the text to a glimpse into my projects. If you guys have any questions related to UI UX design, do leave them in the comments, because I read the comments. And when you leave a question, that makes me happy. A glimpse. Why am I not able to type? A glimpse into my project. If you don't type in capital case, uppercase, sentence case, that's fine. You can just switch the sentence case from here as well. Done. And now we're going to add all of these. Again, these are very, very simple cards to make, and all of these are actually real world projects. In case you're wondering, these are all real world projects. This is my favorite. It's a parallax, weird scrolly Figma effect. You have to check out all of these live streams. They are in the live stream section of this channel. Do not miss it. Subscribe. And we're going to start with our very first card. Self-promotion aside, if you guys have any cool UI design stories, it would be awesome if you would share those over here. All right, again, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. When you have jagged edges on a portfolio like this, it is almost always wise to have smoother versions too. This gives you a sense of balance that nothing else will. And so we're going to round off all of these. Now, people just round things off, pick them up, round things off, and that's wrong in my opinion, because there has to be, even when it's not visible, as far as UI UX design is concerned, there is logic to everything that happens. And now we're going to change this to an image of a project. You know what? Before doing that, let's create a card, and then we can have as many project images as we want. Mobile app interface is the title. Let's type it out. I don't think this is really a mobile app interface. I feel like this was responsive. So it was for, I'll do responsive interface because I know what this website was. Responsive website. Responsive website. I think that's it. We're going to change this to really wide thickness. Let's do semi-bold, and then we're going to copy and paste it. And we're going to change the font size and thickness here as well. Let's change the font thickness to regular, and font size can be changed to 14 or 16. Let's do 16. What did happen? It needs to be 16. All right, and now we're going to get a description for this. I'm just going to copy and paste this description because I do not have the time to type it out. It isn't even the real description for this one. You can just type your own description up, pause the video over here, type your own description up, and that should help you out. We're going to change this to 15, and now we're going to make sure the width perfectly fits into our section. You know what, let's reduce the width some more. Let's do 14. We can increase this to 20 and reduce this to like 12. I feel like this is too much. What do you think of today's UI design? Let me know in the comments really, really quickly. All right, now we're going to add our very first portfolio project, which is awesome news. We're going to go to insert our own image. You can find all of these images in the Discord group, by the way. Do not miss it. The first link in the description. Go join the Discord group now. Best design community on the internet by far. And we're going to go over here, click on image, Control-Shift-K alternatively, and get our very first portfolio UI. What should we do? Let's get some of the portfolio UIs that I already have. You know what? It's going to take a long while to search for these. I'm just going to copy these images because it's just simpler. But if you want, you can... All right, and I'm just going to... Oops. Let me just make it smaller. This is perfect. I think the border radius has stopped working for some reason. I'll take care of why that is. Border radius was set to a very high number. What was it? It was 32. Let's go. This works. All right. And now for the most awaited part, we're going to be making components, which I get asked all the time. Why do I not have a component ready with me? Now we're making one. Go over here, click on this diamond button, and this creates a component for you. I feel like you can just copy and paste them, and half of your job here is done. What happened? We're going to place this over here, and I feel like we need a couple of these to really be happy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do 8. If you guys have any questions related to UI UX design, do leave them in the comments. I feel like just on account of how much space this could take, we could definitely expand these guys. Let's make them bigger. And check this out, you guys. I changed one of them and both of them changed. This is the magic of components. If you guys have absolutely any questions related to UI UX design, do share them in the comments below. And say hi in the chat, everyone, because we haven't done that yet. Why? Alright, and now we're going to start customizing each of these. If you're not happy with the way your image is positioned, you're just going to go over here, and make this image shift around and fit your whole thing perfectly. This looks quite nice. It doesn't, in fact. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to take care of this. But I feel like we could change the image here as well. Again, leave your questions, ideas related to UI UX design, your struggles related to whatever is currently happening in UI UX design in the comments. I will be happy to answer any questions at all. What other projects are so nice they should be put here? Let's search for a couple of them. I'm just going to upload some nice projects that I've done. Oops, not these. This is what we're looking for. Boom. And we're going to make sure this is set to 100%. Say hi in the chat, leave your questions, and subscribe if you like UI UX design. And now we need to crop this image out. So we're going to go over here and crop this image. Something is going on and I need to fix it. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions related to UI UX design, do leave them below. What just happened? I feel like something went wrong. Why are you acting weird? I feel like it's quite difficult to do this with components. Reason being, you want to, in a genuine environment, you want these widths to be adjustable, but components don't let you do that, which is a true bummer. So I'm just going to get rid of the whole components idea. Wait, I can add variants. How am I forgetting that I can add variants? I just forget stuff like this all the time, which is awful. Let me just get this out. And Done. And now we're going to actually be able to upload our own portfolio projects. Whoops, this looks like a misfortunate incident. Let's change this guy over here. If you guys have any questions related to UI UX design, something you'd like to share, something you'd like to show, leave them in the comments because I'm happy to read the comments. Check this out. It looks super duper nice. Again, if you guys want to have your own portfolio website as a UI UX designer who doesn't want to get involved with the code aspect of it, you can have your own site within 3 hours in the most awesome Design Your Own Portfolio Masterclass, which happens every single month. Join the Discord group, which is the first link in the description to know more about that. And we're going to add all other variants that we, I want so many copies of these guys, and I'm just going to go over here and get all sorts of variants now. Leave any and every question related to UI UX design in the chat, you guys. I feel like we went too thick with this one. Let's change this to an image that we have. What should we choose? Let's do let's do this one. It's actually quite nice. All right, and now we're going to go over here and crop this image out, scale these guys up, place them entirely in the center, bring it down back, shift it above by a couple of pixels, and with that we have our complete website ready with us. I'm going to shift this over here, and now I'm going to be able to work with it. Done. Let's do one more variant, place it right over here, and add another image. What other images should we have? This looks like a nice image. This, I've never mentioned this on stream, I believe, but this is my favorite UI design I ever made, and it's one of the first projects that we did in the 100 days of UI design live stream. So if you have missed it, what are you doing? Go back after this video, check it out, have some fun, build it in your own portfolio. And it's just the most, Cyberwolves is just my most awesome build in my eyes. Like, I don't care about views and counts at this point anymore, but this Cyberwolf build is the prettiest thing I've even though it has this weird edge to it, I personally love it, and it's one of my favorite things I've ever built. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out after this video is done. Let's crop it out. Because why? Whoops! I feel like we're now in a bad place with this. Let's see what we can do. Copy and paste this guy. Can we adjust the width? This is my primary concern. Can we adjust the width or not? I don't think so. I think we need to get another variant for some reason. I need to get better at this. Let's get this outside and get all of the other variants that we need as well. We need a lot of variants, by the way. Done. And I feel like this is pretty much all of the variants that we're going to need. Let's just drag them out, place them wherever we need to. I know this is a time-taking process, but at the end of the day, it gives one of the best UIs that I've ever seen. Super duper awesome stuff. If you guys have any questions, any stories related to UI UX design, do leave them in the comments. The most fun place to be at. Alright, now we're going to place this over here and start styling stuff out. Again, you can experiment around with the width of things, height of things, try to see what works best for you. Alright, and now we're going to adjust all of these and get our own images inside of them. Let's change this image. This is going to be my first frame. Go to fit. If your image skews up like mine did, you're going to go to fit and then you're going to adjust the whole thing out. And if your text doesn't work, you're just going to take it and shift it above. Go right here and change this image as well. It is difficult to get right, especially if you're just starting out, but believe me, at the end, these results are absolutely incredible. We have all of these UIs available in case you guys want to design any one of these. This seems to be the next image that I'm putting inside. And now we're going to shift this image up. All right. Hold on, let me just fix something. Let's add another image. Alright, and we're back. We are back once again. Make sure to like the video if you haven't yet liked it. Leave a comment on what you're doing. Any questions related to UI UX design at all. And now we're going to enter our final 2 projects. There are so many projects at this point, I genuinely find myself confused at what to put in next, and then I have a solution, which is awesome. Let's get all of these images inside really quickly, and then we can start working on which texts need to be changed and stuff like that. Let's put all of these inside. I am genuinely looking for the coolest projects that I've built as well, because of course that's what you need to do when you're designing a portfolio. You can change these texts if you want to. In fact, I might change a couple of these, and I'm just going to copy and paste these titles because you absolutely need to. Let's paste it here, and also we're going to do UI kit design because why not? Let's go over here and change this to UI kit design. Works. Alright, and now we finally have a showcase of all of the things that we've done. Super duper incredible. You can change these if you want to. Let's do a branding project. Copy these texts. I'm just not typing them out. If you want to, you absolutely could and should type these out yourself. Done. And now we're going to do this crooked jagged effect. It tilts like 5 degrees towards the top, and that's one of the cool visual aspects of it. And then we're going to talk about how to balance all of these different shades out, especially when they are not a part of your color palette. So the color palette we're using here is monochromatic, meaning just one color, which is FF3838, which is a shade of bright red, along with black and white, of course, because you can't do anything without them. Let's design our jagged container. It's going to be tilted towards the right like 5 degrees. You can change the tilt as you want, but again, designing these jagged sections is very simple. Just take the pen tool or press P on your keyboard and go up and down. That's it. This is the coolest section of this whole website UI. I think the audio went away for a little while. Hold on a second. Am I audible? I think I am. Just let me know if I'm audible, you guys. I think I am audible. All right. Let's go back. Sorry for that interruption. We are now designing the jagged crooked effect for our coolest section ever, which is the visual design section. And we also talk about how to take colors that are technically out of your color scheme. We are building out a monochromatic color scheme here and getting it to work perfectly with your UI. So let's change the color here to a fill of white, which is also a part of the color scheme technically. Make sure all of these are jagged properly. And now we're going to go to our fonts. So this is again a title and a description. I feel like this is the plainest thing ever, which you could get from this as well. So we're just going to copy and paste it here and change the color. Go back to the top, get your title and description. I feel like I'm just getting these from the top here because then I won't even have to change the colors. And you do want to reduce the repetitive work as much as you can, especially when you're designing a really, really long site. What did I just do? I copied from the wrong file. You know what? This is way too confusing. I should just close this file up. Done. And now we're going to go back. And take our title and description from over here. Press Shift to select multiple things at once. Control C to copy and Control V to paste. Within an hour of streaming, in less than an hour of streaming, we have accomplished so much in terms of this UI design. It is completely surreal. Again, we're going to align this to the left, and you know what? We need to align this to the center. I just completely forgot about that completely. Make sure this guy is aligned in the center. Make sure this guy is aligned in the center as well. And also that this is converted to a frame. And now in this frame, inside of this frame, everything that we're using is held. So it needs to be in one certain chunk. And we're going to add some text over here as well. Visual designer. Let's do... Oops. Visual. I cannot type while live streaming. I've been saying it since the morning. Visual designer. Let's make everything aligned in one single line. And now we're going to add a little bit of text for our description. So I'm just going to go back to my previous layout. Where did you go? All right, here we are. And we're going to copy the text that we're using over here. Super duper simple stuff. We'll copy this and change the text over here. You don't need to change any styles whatsoever. It's just simple stuff. And we're going to align this perfectly in the center, shift it above by a couple of pixels, and then we're going to go to the most interesting part ever. Go back to your vector, increase the width because we need to. Let's go back to the top of this frame and increase the width because let's face it, this is going to be a long site. All right, and now we're going to talk about our next section, which is using a couple of icons. And the first icon that I'm going to be building out is our menu icon, and I'm just going to copy it and paste it back again. Sorry, not menu icon, one of the icons of our footer. Let's just place a bunch of these at the bottom, and then we can think about colors. Let's change the icon to some sort of icon. What should we do? Let's do a box. BOX box. This is quite similar to the boxes that we were making. Let's get this box imported as a frame, put it inside and change the color to white. Where did you go? And we need to reduce the width as well. Change this to white. So we're going to go over here, change this box, get it, and place it completely in the center. Let's change this to white and bring down the width as well, because even now it's a little too big. And this is all a part of our frame now. We're going to get our name and our description here as well. Let's do brand identity. And we're going to make this thicker. Let's do bold. And now we're going to add a description here too. What description should we add? Let's copy and paste the description that we've already been doing, and we can style it then. We'll just copy this text, change this to semi-bold, and oops, I feel like we need to do the styles for this one. Let's add a text box and paste and match style, reduce the width, place everything in the center. And I feel like this is a good template. And with that, we're going to group this together. And now I feel like we could just perfectly align everything in the center. Let's get this text aligned in the center and also give it auto width. Make sure this also has equal width. And I feel like this is the perfect point to align everything in the center now. Auto layout does wonders, especially if you're struggling with spacing. Get it out of your previous frame. This helps. And now we're going to get ourselves a couple of other... You know what? I feel like we did a mistake over here. We'll just remove it and make sure frame 3 is inside of frame 4. And we want 2 others, so we're just going to copy and paste it over here. Let's now think about the aspects that we need to worry about. Let's just get a couple of titles here and get that sorted. User-centric approach, collaboration, responsive design. Oops. Oops. Copy and also paste to match style, because we need to talk about the colors a little bit. Alright, one of the things that I want to talk about here is if you are designing with a color scheme in mind, for example, black, white, and red, and then you decide to have all of these different elements that will draw the user's attention somewhere, you have to take care of perfectly balancing these colors out so that they don't interfere with the color scheme, they don't become too distracting, because it's just so easy to get it lost, right? And so the only thing you can do at that point is to make sure your colors aren't too bright. So brightness is often the factor that distracts people from a color scheme, that really takes things away. We're going to start with the red that we already have, and again, this is a dull shade, and now we're going to add this to our text here as well. But now this is the point where we want to make sure none of our colors are really bright. So if this is the color that I'm using, it's going to manage to spoil my brand weirdly completely. And if you go towards the right corner on the top side and then choose a handle color from there, you're going to be much better off. And I feel like that's the trick to getting things right, especially on your first go in UI design. Let's change the colors here. And get our colors on point. Again, you can always go around on this section and that's going to help you out with your colors. I feel like we need to change the icons here too, which is something that we just overlooked and forgot. Let's change this to blue. This works, and we're going to change the description to blue as well. We're going to get a couple other colors in, for example, orange. And change this orange as well. Change this to a different color. What should we do? Let's do a light green. Alright, and now we're going to change these icons because we need to. Let's go ahead and get a couple of icons. You can get your icons from Iconify, which is the perfect place to get icons. Just go to the actions bar and search for Iconify. I'm going to get a camera for user-centric approach, and we'll just get a couple of icons, any ones that we need. The ones that we need: collaboration. You know what, we should get these line icons because this is what we've been doing for a really long time. Let's get comment box for this and get our comment in here. And then we also have battery for some reason. Let's get this battery icon here with us. We're also going to get the check sign and the cloud button. Check sign. Where do we have the circular check sign? You know what? I feel like this is a much better circular check sign than the circular check sign. I'm just going to use the bill icon. And also timely delivery. Let's do, what was the icon for timely delivery? Cloud, for some reason. Alright, let's get a cloud in here. It doesn't matter which cloud as long as there is a cloud. And now we can get our width from over here, which is going to be very, very set. I feel like I know the width. This is 35 pixels. We're going to get all of these, change their width to... Let's first lock the width and height and change it to 35 pixels. Make sure the stroke is very, very low in number. So let's do 4 or 5. I feel like that's too high as well. So let's just do 3. That's a good number to get started with. And we're going to change the colors to white. Nope, not the fills, the colors to white. So we're just going to make sure all of the colors are set to white. And done. And with that, we can actually go ahead and change these inside of their frame. So we can just perfectly get rid of this and this tab and get our camera, align it perfectly in the center. And now we're going to get our comment box. You know what? We're going to do the same thing. So let's just drag our comment box. Oops. Drag our comment box. Put it right in the center. And also I'm going to make sure the box doesn't clip content. So if anything exceeds the bounds of the box, it is still visible. That is what clip content means. And it's nice to have it turned off. And now we're going to get rid of our box. Let's just get rid of this box and then the border for the box as well. And now we're going to focus on the battery icon, which is right here. We're going to get it inside and place it. And again, we're going to make sure the box isn't clipping, the frame isn't clipping the content, and get rid of our box, obviously. And I'm going to get rid of these extra frames because no one really needs them. Now we can get rid of these boxes here too. Let's get this in the center. Perfect. And we're going to get rid of the box too. Align it in the center perfectly and get your cloud icon. Alright, and now we're going to get rid of the clip content icon and change the boxes to no boxes. Alright, we're going to place this completely in the center. And now we have our own visual designer section ready with us. I feel like this could greatly benefit from being bold, so I'm just going to switch it over to bold. These are things that become evident much later, and so it's alright if it takes some time to dawn upon you. It takes time to dawn upon everyone at this point. Change this to bold, change all of these to bold. Done. And now we have done the most difficult sections for this frame by far. So we have a couple of sections to go, but this actually looks like one of the best sections we've ever done on this channel. Alright, and now we're going to design our next section, which is again one of these sections where you tell the user all of the different companies that trust us. And so we're just going to copy this text used by the most innovative companies ever. Let's go over here and add a description section. Alright, this is going to be the section that's going to describe everyone who is trusting this brand now. Again, we're not going to have any filler stroke for this one. This just needs to be a container frame because the line over here is going to cross in here too. And we're going to just paste, you know what, let's just get a text box and then we're going to paste the content to match the style. And it's just very plain stuff. Honest, bold, 42 pixels, simplest font ever. And you can find the other images that we were using in the Discord group. So if you haven't joined the Discord group yet, go ahead and join the Discord group right now. And then that's going to be where you're going to find all of these awesome free images instantly. Done. And with that, we have our section ready with us. We're now going to do the get in touch section and also the join your community section. Let's do the get in touch section. This is going to have a title and description. Let's get the title made and we're going to just copy and paste the title from the top. Copy and paste it right here. Put it at the bottom. Change this text to say get in touch. And also we're going to type out let's connect. Three icons, title, description. Very simple stuff. Go back to Iconify, search for one of your icons. Let's do email. Reduce the size. And we're going to add email and the email ID. Let's type out email. Reduce the font size to 16. And also we're going to type out the email ID now. Change the font size to 14 and make it a little bit bolder just so everything is nice and visible. And now we're going to use the content reel plugin, which is one of the nicest plugins in Figma to generate an example email ID. If you don't yet have the content reel plugin, go over here, search for content reel and Now we're going to get content reel inside of Figma for us. We're going to search for email, and it's going to be present somewhere over here, I'm pretty sure. Here's the email, and we're going to add a random email ID. I feel like it is made worse by the fact that we have our font case turned on, so we're just going to go right here and do the font case to none. So just select this text, change the font case to none, and this is much better. Now we have our email component ready. We're also going to do our mobile component and also the location component, because we need to do them too. And now you're going to press on shift and select more than one thing at a time. Control G to group them together, copy paste them once again, copy paste them again. Let's go over here and go to Iconify, and I feel like most work that we're going to do now is plugin based. We're going to search for phone, get a phone icon that we're really happy with, import it as a frame, reduce the width, change the color to white, get rid of our old email icon, then get our location icon, put it right here, change it to white, and now we're going to reduce the width here too. This is good for the width. Let's place it right here, get rid of our email icon, and now we're going to start typing out phone. Let's get rid of this plugin now, and also location. And you can get both of these things from the content reel plugins. So go back to content reel and search for phone. You'll get a US phone number, which is good enough for me. And also go back and can we get a location? Let's get a full address. Works. Perfect. And now we have our get in touch section ready. You can reduce the icon size if you want to, but it looks oversized and classy, which is nice. All right, and now we're going to create a simple form. This is like the simplest thing you can do. Let's correct the spelling and now create a very simple form. I feel like we need a lot of white space, especially if the icons are oversized. You can always reduce the icon size, and I want to experiment with it a little bit just to see what works perfectly. You can't really go wrong with icon sizes, especially if you're testing things out, and it's the best thing ever. Change this to 36. Make sure the height and width are locked so they're perfectly aligned together. And now we're going to change the location to also say 36. You know what? I feel like we could reduce this a little bit more, and that is it. All right, and now with that, we're going to just go over here, place this entirely in the center. What are we doing? Let's get this out of the frame. Oops. Done. And with that, we have our get in touch section ready. The next thing we're going to build out is actually our name, email, and description. So this is again a very simple thing to build. And we're going to build out a form. Change this to your name. I feel like we should reduce the font size here as well to 14 and add a rectangle that goes around the spacing. Remove my fills, add a stroke, make it white, add a border radius. Perfect. put this right here, and also get rid of the group for the name. Place it right here, and also we're going to get our name. What else do we need to have? Email. If you guys have any questions related to UI UX design, make sure to leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer absolutely any questions at all. Let's do messages. Auto width will automatically make sure your text box has an automatic width to take up its entire, an automatic ability to take up its entire width. This is our form now, and it's going to align with this guy perfectly. You can expand these a little bit if you want to, or increase or decrease the border radiuses if that is something you'd like to see. Alright, now we can have a submit button. Very, very simple stuff. And this is going to be aligned in the middle of wherever this form goes. So we're just going to get the call to action button from the top and then align it perfectly in the center. Just copy it here and paste it here. That's it. And we're going to change the text to submit. Done. We're going to shift this above by a couple of pixels, and with that we are done with our get in touch section. How easy was that? If these are linked as one, you can get rid of these and separate them out as groups if you want to. And now we're going to design the last two sections, one to join the deal community and the other one is our footer. I feel like we don't need to make this anymore, especially because we've gotten a form here as well. Let's just do this. I'm going to get a simple image. Let's do a rectangle. Put this in right here. Add a border radius. Change this to 416. Add an image. Get an image from Lumi, which is our favorite image platform. And we're going to get an image that is for contacting us. Let's search for images that have anything to do with contact. This looks nice. We can just put this in here or search for any other illustrations. This looks nice. I'll just go with this now and change this to say join the deal community, stay updated. Let's get our title and description, and then that is going to work with a call to action button at the real bottom. Copy and paste this right here. Make sure everything is perfectly aligned in the center. Again, I'm just going to align this really quickly. Get an auto width. It's just going to simplify your job so much, especially if you don't have to worry about all of the additional width that a box is taking up. Copy and paste the text here. Add an auto width. Copy this and paste it here. You can increase the font size if you want. I feel like it's just too small now. Let's go with 24. It should be nice. And then we can have our final call to action button, and this is also going to say explore my work. So we don't need to change a lot of the text, so we're just going to get our main call to action button from here, copy it, go back to the bottom. This is a really long site. Paste it over. Oops. Put it over here. Done. Perfectly positioned. Now we're going to create our final. Now we're going to group this together and align this perfectly in the center. Is this aligned in the center? I highly doubt it for some reason. Alright, now it is. We're going to align this in the center and also add a footer. Let's now create a footer. I feel like we have too much width now, so we're just going to get rid of that. Add a logo, all of these links, subscribe. So we basically have like 4 things to do now. Very limited. Instead of the logo, I want to do the name of the designer, since this is a portfolio. Let's get the content reel plugin in here and add a full name. Random name. Honest bold. I like that. Let's increase the font size to 32. Nope. 24. 28 should be a good central point because neither 32 nor 24 fit here at all. Alright. And now we're going to add all of these links at the bottom. And get about work, LinkedIn contact done here as well. About. Change this to medium. Change the font size to 20. Should we do 20? Should we do 22? 22 should be fine. About work. LinkedIn. Contact. And now we're going to get our second section done. Let's now get privacy policy, terms of service, and cookies done. Again, I feel like this is just very similar to what we've already done. We're going to go copy and paste it and align it perfectly, because what is wrong with alignment? Terms, privacy. I like the abbreviated forms that we've been using now, and it's awesome to compress them together. And let's just do cookies. And now we're going to reduce the font size and place it perfectly. Yo-Yo says, hi, hello, welcome to the 100 Days of UI Design. Today we're designing a super duper cool portfolio website. Alright, we're going to now also reduce the font size because this is far too big. And also get this section in, because I want to approach this at the very end, because we have a little bit of padding thinking to do. 2024 copyright, teal design, all rights reserved. Done. Let's copy this, paste it over here, and add our text to copyright 2024 teal design. All rights, reserved. And we're going to make sure everything is perfectly aligned. And now we're going to worry about our last section, which is the newsletter section. Subscribe, enter email, subscribe. and description here. This is an extremely large site, and the fact that we have done this within an hour is awesome. Let's. Yo asks if they're about to join UI UX as a design course in Pune. Is it a good career option? It is definitely a good career option, but again, I would warn you to be selective of what courses you go into, especially if you're very very serious about taking your first step in this career, because I feel like more than any course, the most helpful thing you can do is get your own portfolio, get it started, start designing stuff, and it's more important than enrolling in any course right off the bat. So you can join these live streams, you can join any other proper builds that we do, and try to build things out yourself. And I feel like it's very very easy to just go from self-taught to stepping as a career option. Yes, it is a great career option, no two doubts about that at all. You can join a course if you think that helps you, but in my practical experience, it's always better to start building out your own portfolio, start building out your own projects right off the bat. You can go to the playlists on this channel and you'll find beginner level playlists of all of the different UI design live streams that we've done. There are also medium difficulty and hard difficulty UI designs as well. There are also responsive UIs and industry level UIs and all sorts of things that you need to just get started. In case you're thinking about going into freelancing, there's a playlist for that too. Whatever career aspect of UI UX design you're stepping into, there are playlists to accommodate and help you with that. I hope that answers your question. Alright, next we're going to type out subscribe. Speaking of subscribe, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Subscribe now. We're going to place this right here. Again, if you guys have any questions related to UI UX design, do not wait. Leave them in the chat right now. Change this to 16. You're very welcome. Alright, now we're going to do this description section. Enter your email. Let's copy and paste this right here. Put in enter your email. Oops. Email. Make this lighter, right click, frame this selection. And you know what? Why are we framing this selection? We don't even need to frame it now. This is the simplest thing ever. We're just going to get a rectangle, get rid of the fill, add a stroke. Make sure the stroke is white. Bring it right here, align it perfectly, zoom it in, and we're going to get the both of these by pressing shift at once, removing this and changing this to like 12. Alright, and now we're just going to copy and paste this, place it right here, make sure the width is perfectly aligned. And also just put this right here. And now we're going to change this text to say subscribe. Speaking of which, do subscribe if you haven't yet. Just really quickly subscribe. Alright, by subscribing you agree to our privacy policy. I don't want to type this out. It's the most boilerplate weird thing ever, and I'm just going to paste it. And I don't think we've changed anything. You can reduce the font size if you want. Let's do 11 if that floats our boat. Put this right here, make it to auto width, and that is it. I feel like we're done finally. Check this out, you guys. This is one of the best portfolio websites we've ever done. Let's finally present it, see what we've built. Again, if you guys want to build out, this is a portfolio prototype, and if you guys want to build out your own portfolio website without having to worry about the code, without knowing code, without getting into the aspect of it, launching your own portfolio website within 3 hours, we have a complete masterclass on that. Launch your own portfolio masterclass. It is a live session with me, happens every single month with a very select group of designers in the team with there to help you. on a live Zoom call. Within 3 hours, you go from not knowing anything about launching your own website to having your own website without having to worry about the code, only as a UI UX designer. So this happens every single month. If you want to know more, go join the Discord group. It is the first link in the description, and there's a channel on there where we talk about all things about launching your own website as a UI UX designer, portfolio, the launch your own portfolio masterclass as well. And with that, we finally have our own website, which we've built in a matter of 1 single hour. Check this out, you guys. This super cool paper jagged effect, which used to be a myth until now, is finally real. All of these works are actually real portfolio projects that we've done on this channel. So you can go to the live stream playlist and check out all of these. If you're looking for any of these tutorials, all of them are present. Just 1 hour live streams each. You can just get all of these image assets in the Discord group as well. First link in the description. Do not miss it. And again, this section is my favorite truly, because it not only has the jagged edges, but it also talks about balancing colors that are not in your color scheme. So the color scheme for this site was only red, black and white, and then we take all of these colors that are outside of that color scheme and we balance them out together. We've just covered so much today. We also have the most innovative companies and all of these images there as well, which you can find on the Discord group completely for free. We built out this super awesome modern form, which is dark mode primary, which is becoming a trend every passing day, and it just fits so well with the whole aspect of our website. Again, we built out my absolute favorite section. I feel like I've said this again, but I'm going to say it one more time. Join the Teal community, explore my latest project. How simple and how perfect does this look? This is amazing. And then we have the most nicest footer I've ever built, and I feel like this footer is way better than the demo. This is the weird demo footer, and then this is our final footer. This looks so much better, genuinely. I'm going to share this link with you guys in the live stream. Let's just paste it right here, and you guys can also join and see what we've just built out. Again, if you guys want to make your own portfolio website, go join the Launch Your Own Portfolio Masterclass. I come here live every single weekend day, so on Saturdays and Sundays, and we design 4 different portfolio projects, 4 completely awesome projects at Indian Standard Times, 11 to 5 and 8 p.m, 11 a.m, 2 p.m, 5 p.m and 8 p.m. So we've done like 4 live streams per day and 4 awesome projects every single weekend day. So per weekend we have like 8 awesome projects. It was super duper amazing to join this here with you. If you like what we're doing, make sure to subscribe, make sure to click on the bell icon so that you know when I'm coming live next time, and I will see you tomorrow at 11 p.m with another unbelievable UI design.